You know, these tournament games are never easy, no matter how they go. Just how would you really describe your outing and the game in general?
I mean, they're a really good hitting team, so I had to really hone in on my pitches. I couldn't miss big. I mean, you saw the couple mistakes I did make; they paid for it. I knew I had to come out with my best stuff, and Annis just said this first one is the hardest one to get. So now that we got this one, we're in a really good spot.
How big is it when you're on the mound, and even though when you give up a run, every time tonight your offense answered? How huge is that for you?
It's good, that's why you have teammates. They pick you up when you're not doing your best, and if I can build on their momentum that they give me, and it's a good combination to win.
It felt like early, I don't know how you would describe the game, maybe just a little mucky. It just seemed like you guys were trying to get your footing, but what was kind of the difference you felt like early compared to late?
I think we were all a little bit nervous, I mean, we've probably never had a crowd here like that ever. Ever that I've seen. And I think we were just a little tight. We have to play a little looser next time, but we figured it out in the middle innings towards the end, and we got the win. So,
how cool was it? And not to put a word in your mouth, but how would you describe just your feelings when you towed that rubber? And it was good. It was a good crowd when you started, but really probably after about 10 to 15 minutes of the game, it really filled in.
It's awesome. Playing here, we don't get the biggest crowds always, but just going out there for I don't know how many times I've done this and seeing that big crowd here supporting our team. You can't describe it. I've never played in a crowd like this with all support for us. It's really cool, and it helps a lot.
We've seen so many guys towards the end of the season, Matt, pick you up in terms of the bullpen. To see Cam come out, maybe not necessarily his finest detail, but then to get Simon Gregerson to come in and close it. I mean, those are guys who have been huge for you guys this last month. How big was it to see them in that moment?
I mean, I trust them with anything. Any situation you put them in, any guy in our bullpen, I trust them to get outs, and they've done it day in and day out. Cam didn't have his best stuff today, but I know the next time he throws, he's going to have his best stuff. I trust anybody in that bullpen.
I kind of describe him as Mr. Reliable on television in terms of Grant. It just seems like no matter the moment when he needs to deliver, he does. Just take us to the double. It was an odd thing because it was technically ruled foul, and then it ultimately gets ruled fair. Just what makes him wired to be so good behind the plate, but also in those moments?
And that's just why he's one of the best catchers in the country. I take him over anybody else. In those tough spots, he always finds a way to get it done, and that's why he is our starting catcher, and that's why we all love him for who he is. He's a hell of a player and a hell of a teammate, and we trust him with everything.
What do you look forward to most, just continuing in this tournament, especially on the winner's side of the bracket?
Everything. Hopefully the crowds continue to come out like this, and hopefully our team can keep winning like we did today.